Okay, I'm so sorry. I have no idea really what's going to happen from here because, I mean, as far as blending these two together, but I recorded 20 minutes just now at the beginning of the gentle class, and then my phone rang because I forgot to put on Do Not Disturb. So I'm so sorry about that. I'm going to just try to continue on where we left off for the next 40 minutes. And you might have to watch them in two different segments if I can't figure out a way to blend them. But let's just do this anyway. So hopefully you got through 3 rounds of your cat-cow, and then you're like, what's happening? But we're good now. So open your knees wide, big toes touch, and take an extended child's pose. Hips reaching back toward the heels and the forehead coming down to the ground. And let the outer arms soften down toward the ground. A few more breaths here. If it's too much on your knees, you can always just back off by not taking the hips up or back so far. When you're ready to inhale, slowly bring yourself back up onto all fours. Thread the needle, so I have the wrists under the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. We're going to inhale and circle the right arm up to the sky. Then you're going to exhale and just slide that right arm. You're going to weave it right underneath your left arm and bring the right shoulder and the right ear down to the ground. Good. And your left hand is just right where it was. You're kind of right in front of your face, essentially. And you can press into that left hand and you'll start to feel yourself rotate open toward the sky a little bit, maybe even starting to look upward toward the sky. Rolling a little bit more toward the outside edge of your right shoulder. You can stay here, or a slight engagement of your core, just having some awareness there. And you can take your left foot over by your right hand. So just be really mindful of your neck. If you're not too familiar with this, then just maybe skip it for today. You might start to feel that you can roll open just a little bit more, kind of toward that upper back. And take one more breath here. And gently guide your knee back down. If you extended your leg, press yourself up. So press through that left hand to bring your right arm back up. You're going to let it reach up to the sky one more time. Good, and then you're going to exhale, reach that right arm forward. You're going to kick your left leg back. To modify, just place the hand down to the ground. Otherwise, both sides, just reaching, getting a little bit of strengthening going here. And start to hug everything in. Good, and one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, you're going to place your right hand down and just put your left toes right where they're at so that leg stays straight. And then your right foot kind of swings off your mat as you place the inside edge of your back foot down. Left arm up, modified side plank. Good, so just get a little bit of weight bearing going. And a little bit of core awareness, core strengthening. And nice gentle toning. Let's bring the left hand back down, bringing that left knee back down. Good, other side. Left arm up to the sky. Peel it open. I love that feeling as the hand swipes across the chest. You're just peeling open. And then exhale. Excuse me. And bring your left shoulder, left ear down. Press into that right hand. This way. Good. Okay, and then again, option to engage your core and take that right foot over by the left hand. You're pressing the ball of the foot into the floor, heel lifted, and maybe rotating a little bit more toward that upper back. And just making sure that you're breathing, just taking it right where it feels good for you. Even if it doesn't feel like some of the postures don't feel or look right exactly like what I'm doing, that's totally fine as long as you're feeling a good stretch, right? All our bodies are different, so we're just going to celebrate exactly where we're at, celebrate what we can do, as opposed to, you know, what we can't do, and being in that kind of mind frame, right? Which wolf are you going to feed? Bring your right knee down. You're just so grateful for everything that you can do. Press your right hand into the floor. Lift your left arm back up to the sky. Let that arm reach straight forward, palm facing center, thumb up. Right leg shifts back. Option to put your left hand down. Otherwise, just breathing and reaching. You just feel this nice dynamic line here. Pulling the low belly in. Shoulders away from the ear. Okay, modified side plank. Put your left hand down, put your right toes down, and then spin onto the inside edge of the foot, right arm up. And your left foot's just kind of naturally going to swing off to the side a little bit, so that's comfortable for you, for your knees. Somebody's cooking, so that smells good. The wind just blew it in. Inhale. And when you're ready, exhale. Let's bring that right hand down and that right knee down. One more round, cat-cow. Inhale. Chest lifting, hips lifting, and exhale round. And inhale. Into a neutral spine. Walk your hands a little bit forward, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. So you can always opt out of downward facing dog by just coming back to your extended child's pose. Okay? If at any point you come to downward dog and you're not there. You know, press into the fingertips a lot, really anchor into your index finger and your thumb. You're gonna feel your outer arms wrapping toward the back of your space. It's almost like you're trying to turn your armpits to look at each other. Your arms are nice and straight and strong, head between the upper arms. The neck is long. And then you're focusing on the spine, getting straight. So you're lifting the hips away from the wrist, and then with that nice straight back, then you can start to maybe straighten the legs a little bit, but they might stay pretty bent as long as your spine is straight. Wow. Quite the breeze blowing through there. Good. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Lower the knees down. Good job, you guys. Open your knees wide and then just set your hips back into that child's pose and enjoy that warmth that you might be feeling from that movement that we've done so far. I'd like you to return to your downward facing dog when you're ready. Hips lifting up, toes tucking under, and let the hips lift all the way to the sky. You're going to take your gaze forward now. I want you to step your right foot up between your thumbs. So that might not be all that easy to do. So you're welcome to put your left knee down first and then step the right foot as far forward as you can. Do that first, sorry. And then put your left knee down. And then you can just help that foot the rest of the way up, okay? And then your hands are just down on the ground, or you can grab your bricks here, maybe bring your hands to bricks if that's more comfortable. We're you guys get to experience some Lamanala rain with me right now, cool. Now when you're ready, if it feels okay in your body, you can untuck your back toes, and you can bring your hands up to the thigh for your low lunge. Okay, so when you hug your low belly in, what I like to talk about is like imagine you have a zipper of your pubic bone, and you're going to draw, and then you're just going to pull that zipper all the way up. And how would that feel like? You're just putting on something tight and you're zipping it up, and just kind of zip yourself up. Yeah, that's going to help to keep you safe in your lower back, so that now, all zipped up, you can maybe press your hips forward and down a little bit more. In this position with your back knee on the ground, it's okay for your knee to go a little bit past your ankle. However, you don't want to be in a position like this where the knee is way, way, way forward, okay? If anything, you want the ankle just under the knee. ever so slightly, that knee can drift back or back. We're going to hold this for a couple more breaths. So we have the option to reach arms up to the sky if you'd like a little bit more challenge. Lift that chest up, maybe lift the gaze up. Make sure you're breathing always. And then let's gently bring your left hand down to the ground and tuck your back toes under. Let that back knee lift up. Okay, then from here, as you twist, right arm up to the sky, I want you to focus on pulling your right hip back and then rebend that right knee so it's right over the ankle, not past the ankle now. We're going to make sure that knee's right above the ankle. Right? Let your right hip kind of hugging back and almost wrapping in. And then really fire up this back leg so this hip lifts to a more level place. Very nice. Looking good over there, I know it. Okay, feel a little burn, a little warmth, that's good. And then bring the top hand down to the ground. Lower your back knee down once more. You just shift back for a little half splits. And don't let that scare you at all. It's just a nice hamstring stretch. And you pull the toes, might even feel a little calf stretch too. Again, if you're using bricks, go ahead and have them here. You might be just feeling it already here. You might need to fold in further before you feel your sensation of stretch that's right for you today. So, right, it's all about just finding your edge and being with it and breathing through it to kind of get to the next edge, the next layer. And then step back into your front foot when you're ready. And let's return to downward facing dog. Plant your hands firm, back knee lifts, front foot steps back. Inhale. Maybe open the mouth, let a breath out. Okay, we'll try the other side. Take the gaze forward. Good. Step the left foot up as far as you can. And then maybe lower that right knee down and help that foot the rest of the way through. Okay? And then coming up onto your fingertips or onto bricks. And tuck your back toes. Toes point straight back. So try not to let the heel flop out to the side. Okay? And anytime if you need to pad your back knee, when your knee is on the ground, you can always throw an extra blanket or something underneath there. Sorry, I didn't mention that before. And then from here, if you roll left up, right? Let's zip up, zip up, zip up, zip up. And then you kind of drop in there a little bit, drop into that space that your zipper, right? You're engaging your bundles, your pelvic floor is lifting, your lower belly is drawing in and up. Right? Your inner thighs are kind of hugging to midline, right? And all of that collects your body in such a way, right, that you're safe and supported, and you can maybe go a little bit deeper. Last couple breaths, if you'd like the arms to reach up to the sky, feel free to do so. Maybe lifting the gaze as well. Maybe lifting the corners of the mouth just because you can. Here in this moment, you can choose to smile. When you're ready, you can bring the right hand down to the ground. Your right knee lifts up, coming into that twist. Bring your left hand up to the sky. So again, you want to wrap your left hip back, and you want to lift that right thigh bone up. Yeah, and then you re-bend into that left knee so it's right over your ankle. And then just keep twisting. Good. Bring your top hand down when you're ready. Softly lower the back knee down. Ardha Hanumanasana, your half splits. Shifting the hips back, flexing the front foot. Good. Chest extends forward. And then maybe we start to fold in, dropping the head down toward the leg. Relaxing. Apparently there's a little leak in the roof, I just noticed. Lucky that rain came through to show me, huh? And you're going to just walk your hands forward, step back into your front foot, planting the hands, back knee lifts, downward facing dog shift. Great. And then you're going to take your gaze forward. Just gently walk your feet up as far as you can, and then maybe even the hands walk back, and you just kind of meet there Knees really, really bent, ragdoll position, hold opposite elbows and let your head hang. And maybe bend your knees even more. Just really, really let your head go. Really, really. You can even let your elbows go if you want and just let the arms dangle or hang. You want to just let your belly lay on your thighs. So you're feeling less hamstrings and more of a spine stretch. And when you're ready, bend knees, slowly start to roll yourself up. Let your arms hang, let your head hang. Bring yourself up slowly but surely. And eventually bring the shoulders up to the ears and then slide down and back. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down. And just pause here for a moment. Maybe close your eyes. How does it feel just to sit with yourself for a moment? Or stand with yourself rather? This moment. We choose joy or fear. We choose the attitude. You choose the energy. So just in this moment, make the best choice for yourself right now. This moment. Not later today, right? Not 10 years from now, not yesterday, etc., etc. This moment, you choose an attitude, a feeling you'd like to be with. Let's take a few rounds of your half sun salutation. So when you're ready, inhale. Arms are going to reach up to the sky. Maybe let the gaze follow. Exhale, you'll swan dive down, bending the knees any amount that you need. So you can hinge at your hips and pull down. Flat back, inhale. Hands on floor, bricks, or slide them up to your shins so you get a little more length there. And then exhale, fold into your legs. You reach your arms out wide this time. Right? Draw the belly in, engage in the core as you stretch your chest open, reverse swan dive, coming all the way up. Letting the gaze follow those fingertips. Exhale, hands to heart. 2 more rounds, just like that. You're breathing in as you create and take up space right here. And you're letting that breath flow out of the nose as you pull down. Inhale, create space, lengthen, extend the chest out. Exhale, fold. Empty, fold it slowly. Well, hello, sir. Inhale, reach your arms out wide, coming up. And exhale, hands settle apart. Final round together here. Inhale, reach up. Feel the blood flowing. Exhale, folding forward like some fresh blood flow down into the brain. Inhale, flat back, lengthening space. Exhale, folding deeper into your legs. Stretch. Reach your arms out wide. Coming all the way up. Exhale. Hands to the heart. Very nice. Okay, let's just practice one balancing posture today. Good, important to find balance in our lives, right? But also in our body. And to keep our ankles strong and just to keep our center, right? So let's just take tree pose today. You're going to stand on your right foot. You can bring your left knee, so I'm doing your image to you, yeah? You're going to bring your left knee up. So please feel free to come to a wall or a ledge or, desk or table or something. If you're feeling, like you might want a little support, that's totally fine. Okay, and when you're ready now, and this may be taking a moment with the wobble, if you can, you're going to grab your ankle and you're going to place it up on your inner thigh, that inner thigh firming into the foot. Please do not put your foot against the knee. If it doesn't want to go all the way up there, it just doesn't want to go all the way up there, and that's okay. You bring the foot below the knee. Right? Another option is to kind of have the toes on the ground just for a little bit of support if you need, okay? So again, please, I can't tell you enough, don't put your foot on your knee, right? And don't let your ego get in the way and try to let you do that, right? Because you're frustrated that you can't get the foot all the way up here. It doesn't matter. Bring your hands to your hip. It's just about finding balance, having a moment to balance. And then, make sure you're breathing, right? Always checking it. You can feel free to reach your arms to the sky if you'd like. Any expression with your branches, how they'd like to grow, where they'd like to go. Maybe challenge your balance a little bit by looking up. Maybe challenge your balance a little bit by closing your eyes. And guess what? If you fall, it's okay. You can come right back into the position. Again, you get another chance, right? Another chance to start over. So a reminder to keep a sense of humor. I always just can't help but crack up every time I fall over. And I'm bringing the hands back down, bringing the foot back down. Walk it out a little bit, maybe wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Deep breath in, and breathing out. Yeah, let's find the other side. Step onto your left foot. And ready, come inside, okay? Might be your more balanced side, might be a little bit trickier side. Either way, just be in the experience of what is. And maybe that foot comes to that inner thigh, maybe it goes down below the knee. Yeah? Maybe you have something there for a little bit of support. Maybe you're practicing yoga in the same room with somebody, maybe you reach out. You can hold hands, support each other, right? Remember that we're all in this together. And if you do happen to do that, which I definitely encourage, you should have done it on the other side too. But at first, I feel like there's this moment of like, oh crap, like you're gonna pull me down, I'm gonna pull you down, I don't know who to trust anymore. And then, whew, all of a sudden, there's just balance, it just happens. And you just feel like, shoot, I could do this all day long with you. And it's a really beautiful, thing to do. To just remember, right, that we have support, that we are supported. It's okay to offer support and receive support. And here in this time, it's so important. If you give your buddy or friend or whoever might be next to you, or your imaginary friend, a little squeeze, okay? Some human contact or imaginary human contact. Bring the knee back and bring the foot down, bring the hands down, shake it out a little bit. Good job, you guys. Okay, we're gonna make our way down. Some gentle, deeper stretching now. So when you're ready, you can reach your arms out and up. And then exhale to fold forward. And taking our flat back, look up. Good, and then let's exhale and just step your feet back to a plank position. So we're going to be in a plank again, just a little opportunity to gain some core strength and just kind of overall toning. So if this is a little too intense for you, you'll just lower your knees softly to the ground, and this is great too. Okay, so otherwise lifting, holding, just breathing for a few moments. Really hug the little belly in, keep your chest open. And then when you're ready, you'll softly lower the knees down again. Okay, walk your hands back and just swing your feet over to the right side and sit down to the left side. Okay, so let's see. What did I say? Sit down to the right side, feet to the left side. So that's going to be this to mirror image you. You're going to take your left foot and you're going to wrap it all the way around outside of the right knee. Okay, so if this isn't okay for your bottom knee, please just straighten the leg out. That'll work perfect. Otherwise, when you're ready, right arm up, hook the elbow, twist. Alright, if that is a little bit too much, just gently hug your knee instead, just like I'm doing right here. You can just gently hug the knee, lift the chest, twist. Okay. Otherwise, second option is to hook that elbow and get a little bit more leverage, a little bit deeper twist. through center. And then take a little counter twist, just twist the other way, have a little gentle fold. And then bring yourself back up. Good. And just lean back on your hands so you can switch your legs. Adjusting so you're not, make sure you're not sitting on your bottom heel. And straighten this bottom leg if you need to. Right hand behind you, left arm up, inhale. Exhale, hug or hook and rotate. Literally removing metabolic waste from your internal organs right now, specifically the organs of digestion, elimination, reproduction. So that's some good stuff, kind of like you're wringing out a kitchen sponge. And just wringing all that toxic waste you don't need. Along with helping to realign the spine and increase the overall health and flexibility of the spine. So this is a good thing that you're doing right now, just so you know. And then inhale, when you're ready, unwind. And take a little counter twist, maybe a little bow down toward the ground. And bring yourself back up. Good, and you're gonna stretch your legs straight forward. So this is a nice time to grab your little strap or a little towel or something if you have, and you reach out and you can loop your feet. If you know you can touch your feet, then don't worry about it. If you don't have a strap option, you can always just put your hands over, they land on your legs. You're gonna slide your seat out from underneath you. You could always tuck a blanket right underneath, how we started at the beginning of class, especially if you're struggling with your lower back, like wanting to round back. Yeah, you don't want that to happen, so sit up on something if you need. When you're ready, reach your arms up. Good, exhale, fold forward, Paschimottanasana. Letting your hands land where they land, or looping that strap or whatever. Take an inhale, lift about halfway up from where you are. Stretch your chest out nice and open, lengthen. And now exhale, just pour in. I'm trying to focus on keeping your back nice and long. Right, so not trying to just get your head down to your feet. So you don't want to round your back hip. I'm going to focus on chest open, pelvis upright, not pouring back, upright. And maybe eventually almost tipping forward. Take about 3 more breaths, stretching the whole back of the body. Relaxing your jaw, your eyes. Nice and calming for the nervous system and forward fold. So just kind of drink in that knowledge and this opportunity. Inhale, and back up. Good, and then exhale, bending your knees, slide your hands back behind you, bend the knees. You're going to take the feet about as wide as your mat space is, which is a little wider than your hips or so. And you're going to drop your knees over to the right for a little windshield wiper action. And then your knees back up so the feet stay where they're at. They just kind of, rotate a little bit as your knees go side to side. And next time that your knees come all the way over to the left side, go ahead and take your right hand, bring it all the way around behind you, back where your left hand is. And then you're just going to adjust yourself down onto your elbows if you can. Please move very gently. You might not make it all the way over, like onto your mat. You might be somewhere off on the ground here. And that might be just where your body tells you to stop. That's perfect. Just be there. If you don't feel much stretch or anything, just keep moving a little bit further. All right? And then maybe bringing your forehead down. You start to feel that nice stretch through that lower back, that right side, lower back hip area. inhale, come back up. And just walking your hands slowly around to come back to center, letting your right hand come back behind you as the knees lift up. And take an inhale, just lift your chest. And then let your exhale guide you to the other side. Knees over to the right, left arm sweeps up and around, comes over by your right hand turns, and then you just slowly lower down onto your forearms, wherever you're at with it, however it feels good. Maybe eventually making a little pillow with your hands to bring your forehead down. Should feel good, so if it doesn't, then make sure you're backing off a little bit, or readjusting until you feel a nice stretch and making sure your back feels happy. And when you're ready, slowly bring yourself back up. And walking the hands in, letting the knees drift up. Lifting the chest on an inhale. Good. And then exhale. Before you lower down onto your back, let me just show you real quick so that you don't want to turn your head when you're in this supported bridge position. So you're going to use your blanket kind of folded up, sort of flat like this. Or you can, if you've got a book or two, or if you're using a brick, you're going to lift your hips up and just slide something underneath of your lower back and place the sacrum right down onto it. And so it's kind of like half on your upper butt. It's kind of on your upper butt, lower back area. That's where you should feel that little bit of support and lift. You can just rock your shoulders underneath you a little bit. Good. So when you're ready, you can lower down onto your back and lift your hips up. Slide something underneath there. Right? You don't want to feel your whole butt dumping off the edge of the brick. That's not going to be good for your lower back. Get your lower back supported. Right? Your sacrum is right on whatever prop you're using. Alternatively, if you don't have a prop at all, just lift your hips up, tuck your shoulders underneath you, clasp your hands, and be in an active bridge for just a few breaths. So restorative bridge or active bridge, right? Or if you would just prefer to do active bridge, over the restorative variation. It's your world, squirrel. Let's just take one more breath here. When you're ready, lift the hips up and slide the prop out. And just everybody lower your hips back down to the floor. Adjusting the shoulders out from underneath you. Walk your feet a little bit wide so the knees can touch together. Let your hands rest on your low belly. And now bring the feet toward one another and let the knees fall open. So if you need a little support, you can place something on either side underneath your outer thighs to kind of catch the weight of your legs if this feels too intense. Maybe the hands want to return to the stomach. Maybe the hands want to rest on the inner thighs. Back toward one another. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Figure four stretch. Bring your left knee toward your body. Interlace your hands over the knee or maybe under the knee pit. You could use a strap to accomplish this if you can't comfortably hold. So try not to be up here holding it like this, right? Just use something so that you have something to hold on to and you can relax your shoulders down. And just keep bringing this left knee in as far as you can till you feel a nice stretch on your outer right hip, right butt area. Yeah. Maybe rotate the left ankle a couple of times. Now rotate it the other direction. hugging that left knee and maybe just a smidgen more, just a little bit deeper. And then we'll switch sides. Right foot down on the ground, left ankle crosses over. When you're ready, whatever clasp feels good for you. Under the knee pit, over the knee, or using a prop of some sort. Right knee is coming toward the right shoulder, and then you're kind of actively, energetically pulling your left knee away from your left shoulder to deepen that stretch. Again, shoulders relaxed. And the neck is just comfortable and long. Back of the head on the ground. And rotate your right ankle a couple of times. Maybe rotate the right ankle the other way. And when you're ready, you can release that and bring both knees into your chest to give yourself a little squeeze. Place your left foot down on the ground. Take your right leg up to the sky. You could use a strap if you wanted, or just hold anywhere on your leg or foot that you can. So you just want to try to get the leg straight with the heel above the hip, right? And so the knee might be really bent and you're getting that heel over the hip, and that's fine. You just breathe there and feel that stretch, right? Continuing to try to reach the heel up to the sky. If you get the leg all the way straight, then you can start to bring the leg closer to the body. And it's okay if your leg is really kind of starting to shake here. It's like, whoa, what is happening? Don't worry about it. Just breathe and do your best to relax into it and trust it. And then you might actually find that that leg stills, right, as you kind of acclimate to it and accept it a little bit more. So you're not stepping away from, but just stepping toward what's happening in our bodies. How just spending some time in a certain position can start to change where we were at. We start to get a little bit more open, a little bit more flexible. Then when you're ready, you can re-bend that right knee and place the foot on the ground. And switching sides, bringing the left knee in, hug. Straighten the left leg up. Then holding it around the leg. Maybe looping your little strap or towel on that foot. Trying to get the heel over the hip. Knee bent any amount. Maybe if the leg gets straight eventually, you bring the leg closer to the body. So one thing to watch here is that your left hip doesn't pull itself up toward your outer ribs or like up toward your armpit. You want to keep, if anything, you want to just actively, consciously pull that left hip away from you. And so you're feeling that outer right hip draw toward, almost like you're trying to draw it toward your right foot, that bottom foot. It's going to help to keep you in better alignment. But I really love this stretch because when I'm in it, I'm really feeling a lot of hamstring stretch, a lot of stuff going on there. But when I release it, I feel like my lower back is just like, thank you. So maybe you'll feel a little thank you in your lower back too in moments. Alrighty, and slowly release. Place the foot on the ground. And lift the hips up and just let the body just kind of naturally realign and place the hips back down. And notice how you feel. And adjust your shoulders. And ready, you can pull your knees in toward your chest and then open the knees out to T. You're going to drop your knees over to the left and take your gaze over to the right. Try to get both shoulders on the ground. So if you need to scoot your left shoulder, or just kind of scoot your upper body over to the left a little bit so the right shoulder will come closer or all the way to the ground. Head back to center, knees back up. Yeah, you can tap your toes down onto the ground. Just kind of lift your hips up, realign, knees into chest, and drop the knees over to the other side. Maybe scoot your shoulders slightly to the right if you need. Adjust your head so you can comfortably look to the left. Maybe close your eyes. Bringing your head back to center. Bring your knees back up. Hug your knees into your chest. Taking a happy baby, knees out wide, grabbing onto your feet, or if you can't quite grab your feet or your big toes, you're going to hold onto your ankles or somewhere on your lower legs. Try not to let your bum round way up off the ground too, or try to keep your lower back and the backs of the hips connected to the floor. The backs of the hips really just staying anchored here. Take us into our final resting pose. So as you release your feet, take your legs out long and nice and open, wider than the hips. Adjust your hips and shoulders a couple times side to side. So again, the body just kind of naturally brings itself into alignment. And take your arms comfortably off to the side, with the palms facing up. And drop your head a couple times side to side. And then come to stillness. And let your breath just fall to its natural place now. Not forcing or controlling your breath. Just allowing the breath to flow in and out. Allowing all the muscles in the body to release their grip from the bones. Allowing the weight of the body to drop into the floor, deep into the earth, so completely you feel weightless. Just allow yourself to be in this weightlessness, this spaciousness, this recognition that we're so much bigger than just the barriers of our skin. Allow yourself to sink into that enormous space. Just relax deeply. In the next several minutes, just relaxing. And anytime you notice a thought rise, or rather you become fixed on a particular thought that came up, just let it go. Shift your attention back to your natural rhythmic breath and remind your body to relax. Very gently, very lovingly, very kindly. Just keep reminding your body to relax. take a nice deep inhale, slow soft exhale. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Feel free to stretch your arms overhead if that feels good for you. And eventually drawing your knees in, rolling over to your right side. Just curled up cozy for another moment. Staying in this deep state of rest and relaxation as we gently wake ourselves back up. Remembering the relaxation doesn't stay down here on your mat or in this practice space, right? And choose it. And choose to just stay relaxed. This practice that helped us find it, right? Realign with it. Let's just try to keep it with you and stay tuned into it. Stay relaxed as you press up to seated, right where we began class. Maybe sitting up on the edge of a blanket if you like. Your hands can rest on your knees. Again, just really making sure that you're in this place of the observer rather than the judger. Just notice how you feel. How do you feel energetically? How do you feel emotionally? Without attaching a bunch of words, it would just be in the experience of literally how do you feel? How does your emotional body experience of being feel in this moment? How do you feel physically? Do a little body scan. And how do you feel mentally? So beautiful to take the time to check in with ourselves. We can continue to gravitate toward our best self. Continue to learn and to grow. To be honest. Guide your hands to your heart. Gently bowing your head in. Thanking yourself for taking the time. Move your body. Practice to breathe. To feed the wolf that serves you. And just remembering this internal battle that's happening inside each and every one of us. The winner is the one you feed. So thank you for taking this time with me today to feed the wolf you want to. I wish you all a beautiful day, and until next time, namaste. Thanks, guys. And I hope to see you in person soon. And I'm super happy to be with those of you who are far away that I certainly won't see in person for a really long, unknown amount of time. It really is a gift to have been hearing from some of you in Alaska or Colorado that are allowing me to come and be in the living room with them for a little while. So that's super fun, and I hope you like this gentle flow. And I'm sorry for the interruption. I hope that all got figured out. And don't forget to put your phone on Do Not Disturb when you're doing yoga. Okay, thanks guys.